Hi everybody, Greg here. Welcome back to the Age of Wonders 3 campaign, the Elven Court. In our last episode, we began the first scenario, which is the Council of Origins, and we were introduced to some of our main characters. So specifically, we were introduced to Sundren of House Inioch and her brother Thanos. Now they've traveled to the Pool of Origins, which is a location where a important council meeting was to take place under the watchful eye of Gamblag, who is an orcish theocrat. However, it seems like Gamblag has fallen to evil, or at least has allied himself with the Commonwealth, and unfortunately he has orchestrated, or at least it seems like, he's orchestrated the murder of Sundren's brother Thanos. So pretty devastating developments, and of course now we're at war with him. Sundren has also met an ally in the form of Reskar Scapeshaper, who is a draconian archdruid that is sympathetic, I guess, to Sundren's cause. And so we're going to keep the episode going here, or keep the scenario going, I should say. However, before I jump into this episode proper, I did just want to give a big thank you to everybody for the excellent comments and words of encouragement. It sounds like everybody's really excited for this campaign. I finally started playing through the Age of Wonders 3 campaign, and it seems like everybody's excited about it, and I am too. So it's very encouraging to hear that everybody is as excited as I am. I did just want to give a quick shout out to a few individuals here. Vartosu in particular had mentioned that leveling up heroes during the campaign is quite important, and that's great because that is always something I'm trying to do in Age of Wonders 3. The heroes are obviously very important to level up, but in the campaign it sounds like the heroes actually retain their levels and items as they move through the campaign, so that's a good thing to remember, and I'll make sure to keep doing that. In addition, in a sort of set of different comments, insert username had actually suggested that the tutorial mission that I had skipped in episode 1 of this campaign may have actually given some transferable experience and items. However, Rallen Bach confirmed that the tutorial actually doesn't transfer over, and so that's kind of encouraging because I feel a little better about not skipping it, so or about skipping it, I should say, rather than not skipping it. So like I said, thank you so much for all the excellent comments and excitement, because, as I said, I'm excited too. So without any further ado, let's jump back into the episode. All right, so we've got Sundren here with her stack. She's got the Storm Sister and a couple of melee units. Unfortunately, I made some kind of poor decisions in the last episode and lost all my longbowmen. Thankfully, though, Reskar has some very powerful Draconians in his stack here. We're going to start working on powering them up a little bit. I think what we're going to do is we're going to push to get closer into Gamblag's domain and go through one of these forts if we can. So Sundren still has a little bit of movement here, and I wouldn't mind, at the very least, moving up to see... What is this? Cave entrances. Okay, so this is just letting us know that we can go to the underground. So I'm going to dismiss that. If we go back here, we're going to grab this, and we're going to head underground and see what we can find. Okay, well, nothing super obvious here, so we will jump back up to the surface, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to group up our forces and go for this keep here. So let's see if I can just end the turn there. Nice, okay, Eldost has finished our siege workshop. Let's jump over there and take a quick look. So if we go to Eldost here, I'm thinking what I want to do next is probably focus on maybe a few units, actually. The only problem, of course, is we don't really have great production capability still, even with that siege workshop. That said, we could do a swordsman or an initiate for a single turn. And that's not bad. You know, the nice thing, too, about the initiate, when it does get to gold medal rank, I believe it does get promoted. Yes, it evolves into... the Storm Sister. So that is one thing to remember. Again, I am summoning a Grimbeak Crow, which would be ideal. We want to at least do some scouting around here. But let me see, what else could we do to improve our situation slightly? Maybe we'll make a ward, and that'll give us access to some more variants of units there. So that's what we'll focus on. Again, that's the Chivalrous Intentions upgrade there. Alright, so let's get Sundren... Ooh, I see production resources there. We can grab those. So let's just kind of cruise over here, and we'll use Sundren herself to grab them. Oh, nice. Okay, let's do a laboratory. Excellent. Okay, and then we can get a little bit closer. Oh, wow. Okay, this one is very poorly guarded. You know what? We should be able to do it with just Sundren, actually. Yeah, this should be just fine. Meanwhile, Reskar, you know, we could turn him around. The only thing I was thinking is we do have this mission that we obtained from these Fey creatures here, which was to, you can see here, capture the nearby castle. Thankfully, there's no turn limit, but we haven't done it yet. So at some point, I would like to send my troops back to perhaps do that. And then there is a cave entrance there, which is kind of interesting. But let's see if we can push our way through this fort here. We'll just do it with Sundren. We'll do this manually, just because there's the wall involved. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Gamblag tries to perhaps use spells to weaken Sundren. If he does, we'll have to heal Sundren with our quick dash. Now, he doesn't have a ranged unit, so we can probably just let them... Yeah, there it is. They're going to come to us. That's perfect. Alright, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to pull back. Blast the Impaler for some damage. And I'm going to park my melee units right in front here so that they are taking the brunt of the hits. I think we should still be... Yep, we're still good there. Excellent. So we'll take a little bit of damage here, but nothing we can't handle. Oh yeah, there we go. And then we can use Sundren to get the finish, probably. Yep. Perfect. Nice and easy. And now let's see. There it is. Okay. So we've gotten access to this defensive structure here. This is like a little fort that's been kind of built up with the wall. Now, I can see it looks like one of maybe Gamblag's cities is up here, so I think we will actually just take Reskar and stay with Sundren. Ooh, and you know what? Okay, Reskar can move a little further, but we're almost out of movement, so I'm going to probably just end the turn there, actually, I think. Because I want to keep these two together just in case it gets kind of nasty. Right, now we can summon our Grimbeak Crows. So, now one question is, should I go here? Or should I summon it back over here to explore? You know what? I think I'm going to actually scout in front of Sundren. Yeah, I think that's more important. Oh, and look at this. There's Gamblag himself. Interesting. Okay, Delesser. This is one of his cities. Oh, and he's got a cannon there. Yikes. Okay, we're going to have to be very careful. This could be a pretty nasty battle for us. And you know what? We're going to add that Grimbeak Crow into the stack here. We're going to bring Reskar in. Oof, like I said, we're going to have to be highly, highly careful, but I think we can do this. So we will engage this battle. We're just going to have to be extremely cautious. We can't afford to lose Sundren or Reskar here, so... Okay, he's killing my crows with his fireball, which is an interesting choice. Now remember, that cannon can do devastating amounts of damage, so we have to be highly, highly cautious. And if I remember right, the cannon, yeah, it shoots in a line, so that's the thing. We don't want to line up if we can avoid it. Not quite enough to do any damage. Grimbeak Crows are pretty much toast, and that's fine, you know. If they soak up the damage, that's okay. Everybody else can just kind of advance here. One thing we will do with our Draconian Elder is we will buff Reskar himself. Yeah, there we go. Now, individually, our units really aren't as strong as what Gamblag has available. However, I think we certainly have the advantage in terms of numbers, and that's what we're going to try to take advantage of. So, we are going to just move up very carefully here. And like I said, we don't want to line our troops up if we can avoid it. We're going to keep our heroes kind of back. And we have Quick Dash, we have Moving Target, we have some pretty powerful upgrades we can use. Now, what does Reskar have? Let's just take a look. He's got Root Spears. Yeah, and that's just kind of some physical damage, which could be pretty good. We could hit Gamblag with them, actually. Let's do that. Yeah, there we go. I want to soften him up if we can. And then we're going to end it there, and let's see what happens next. Oh, I'm nervous. Oh, that hurts. Okay. Remember, we have healing from Sundren's attack. Or Sundren's spell, I should say, with Quick Dash, if needed. Okay, now we can Firebomb in there a little bit, so let's do that here. That's pretty good. Nice. We can also Firebomb over here, so let's take care of that. Ooh, and we want to go a little closer. Oh, look at that, all three. Perfect. Alright, now our Charger is pretty much going to die here, no question, I think. That being said, if we step up a little bit, we could drop some healing. I don't really want to throw them in there to just, you know, be a sacrifice necessarily. The other thing to remember, the cannon does have to reload, and so it's out of commission for this turn, which is hugely helpful for us. Okay, we'll go like this. Because what I was going to say is I could just charge in there and try to do as much damage as I can before inevitably getting killed, but don't know if that's the right course of action. I'm going to send the Crusher over here, actually, like this. Now, Sundren, I will move up, and we could do a Quick Dash, like I said. That's the question. Thinking maybe we go in for the cannon, knowing we're going to basically sacrifice the Charger, and then we Quick Dash him, and hit again. Or we could just put him in defense mode. You know what? I don't hate that idea. Now, Reskar, it'd be good to move up as well, just to be able to do a little bit of damage with him. Alright, there we go. Let's see what comes next here. Oh, Sundren almost died. Okay, and there's the thing, right? I was going to say I needed to make sure I potentially healed Sundren if needed. Well, at least the Charger did some damage to the cavalry, which was good. Ouch, that hurt. Okay. This is good. Now we have an opportunity here for some more good damage. But before I do that, though... Ooh, you know what? We've got a really good flanking opportunity here if I were to take it. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's step up here. Just see. It's not amazing, but let's do it. There we go, that's pretty good. And then we can turn them around again here with this blast. Nice. And then we should be able to, yes, get the finish here. That's great. Excellent, okay. Now, the Evangelist is actually pretty tough. Kind of deceptively so. You wouldn't think from a support unit it would be quite that strong, but it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to park the Union Guard here to protect the flank of the Swordsman. Now, over here, meanwhile, I'm going to do some strikes with Reskar here. And his bow, and there's the kill. That's perfect. The Flamer, on the other hand, then can step up and blast Gamblag and the cannon. Excellent. Now, our Elder probably be ideal to get in there to try to do some work on the Evangelist. Not amazing, but at least some. And then I'm going to park the Crusher there in defense mode. Sundren, I'm going to do a Quick Dash just so that she doesn't get killed here. There it is. I probably should have moved her first, maybe, but oh well. And we'll sit like that, and... Oh, you know what? I didn't think about it. That cannon could potentially kill us. Oh, geez. I hope that doesn't happen. Let's see. Yeah, that was a big mistake. Okay, the cannon's going for somebody else, it looks like. Oh, and I lined my units up. Oh, that was a mistake. Look at that. We just lost both. Oh, thank goodness we resisted that conversion attempt. You know what? I'm happy to sacrifice units in this battle because it means that we're going to get the kill on Gamblag, so let's do that. Excellent. Okay, Gamblag is dealt with. Of course, that means he's in the void now, so we are still going to have to... we'll do some heavy damage there, and then we should be able to get the kill here. Perfect. He is in the void, which means he is going to come back, so we haven't seen the last of him yet, but... Okay, we can flank the Evangelist, which would be ideal. Nice, and then we can get the kill here. Perfect. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any more magic with Sundren, so we can't really help in that way. The cannon has fired its shot, so we're okay there. We're probably going to lose our Crusher, which would be kind of unfortunate, but... I think what we'll do is we'll step up with Sundren and try and do at least a little bit of extra damage here. There we go. Now, we're going to lose the Crusher. That's almost a given. Oh, and that morale boost there. You can see doing criticals is nasty. We'll do a little bit to these Crusaders here. And then the Swordsman can cruise around behind, get a big flank shot, and then we can kill the Crusader with the Union Guard. Okay, now unfortunately this cannon is still very, very dangerous, and I'm quite concerned about just how much damage it can do. If I keep the obstruction penalty, though, with Reskar, I might be able to still hit the cannon without losing too much. Yeah, you know, we don't do enough to make that worth it. We're gonna just run away with Sundren. It's not worth having her at risk. I think Reskar can survive one shot from it, though. Yeah, there it is. Okay, and I knew it was going to hit him, but at least he was able to tank the damage. Because again, what I was worried about there, I figured we had the obstruction penalty from these barriers, but in retrospect, I shouldn't have moved him in so close, because it wasn't worth the extra damage. Alright, now, the cannon has to reload, so we should be fine at this point. But boy, it sucks. We lost a lot of our troops. That being said, we killed Gamblag, and we're going to take one of his cities here, so all in all, that's still a win in my books. Alright, so yeah, you can see we lost pretty much all of our Draconians, and we're going to have to consolidate our troops here, which is kind of a shame. There is a shrine there we can move to get some extra healing, which would be ideal. And for the city here, I think we will just absorb it. Now, it looks like there's a bigger city over here. I wonder if this is Gamblag's throne, perhaps. Let's see. Oh, and we can't quite make it to the healing this turn, so we'll do it next turn. We did get level ups, which is excellent. So for Sundren, I think we'll do counter poison now as the upgrade. That'll benefit all the units in the stack with that blight protection. And then for Reskar, oh, you know what? Let's grab Befriend Animal. That's a really important upgrade, especially if we can find any to... Ooh, a Nourishing Meal. Oh, excellent. Okay, now we finally have a healing ability that we can use that's not a spell. That's excellent. Cloak and Dagger is finished. That gave us the extra casting points. Now we have to decide what to do next. Corrupted Killers improves our Scoundrels and our lesser Shadow Stalkers. Giving them the opportunity to evolve, which is pretty cool. Or, excuse me, let me read that again. Scoundrels gain XP 50% faster and evolve into lesser Shadow Stalkers when they hit gold medal. Now, that's pretty cool, but I don't think I'm going to get much benefit from that at the moment, unfortunately. Plus, I don't even have the ability to make Scoundrels currently, so... On that note, maybe that would be a good upgrade. So we'll grab this, and then maybe Corrupted Killers could follow. Of course, we'd have to just make sure we actually take advantage of that and try to get them lots of experience to then level up into the Shadow Stalker, lesser Shadow Stalker, I should say. We will start summoning another Crow just because, I mean, hey, why not? There's not really a whole lot else we can do with our non-combat spells at the moment. We'll end it there. Okay, Felinios has finished its Builder's Hall. Don't really know what else to do with Felinios. It's still pretty small. It does have 50 production income still. Storehouse might be good just to improve its growth rate. And then maybe we try and get some units going there too, but let's do a Storehouse. Okay. Now, for Sundren here, I'm thinking we move up, grab the production resources here. Nice. Oh, you know what? We could do a Storehouse or a Shrine. Let's do the Storehouse. That's perfect. That takes it off of what we have to produce. And look at that. The city grows a little faster. That's helpful. I'm thinking now maybe a ward, again, just to be able to produce some units. So let's go for the ward. All right, El Dost finished the ward, so now we've got the Longbowman, we've got the Sentry, Vanguard. Now, what's the next one? The War Council is 3 turns, and that gives us some pretty powerful units. I think that's what we'll do. And then if we do need those heavy reinforcements, we can make them at our throne. Alright, so why don't we grab this? Yes, there it is. We're getting close to Gamblag's capital. It is defended with a strong stone wall. I had some siege engines built. I hope they will be of use to you. Thank you. These siege engines will prove useful. If Gamblag thinks his city is safe behind those walls, he is mistaken. We have many options of dealing with him. Griffin riders can simply fly over the walls, and unicorns can phase past them. Infantry, like our swordsmen, can use ladders to scale the walls, although they will be more vulnerable while climbing. Okay, so it's giving us a little bit of a tutorial there. Oh, wow, he's got a Shrine of Smiting. Okay, so it is pretty well defended, and we don't have enough strength currently to take the city, so we will have to reinforce, that's for sure. So you know what? I am feeling a little bit better than about optimizing for unit production. In fact, you know what? We might even consider... Yeah, let's rush it. Even though that's going to make the city less happy, I want to start getting some units going if we need them. We have the siege engines, but I just don't think we're strong enough considering there's a Shrine of Smiting there. So you know what we could do? Let's see, what do we have to do to liberate this pool? Okay, the traitor needs to be vanquished. His throne city must be taken. He must be defeated in combat. So we've already beaten him, but unfortunately that wasn't enough because obviously we need to take his throne city as well, and he's just going to respawn there in a few turns. Well, shoot. We might have to then get a little bit creative here. Let's put the trebuchet in the stack. Now, I'm trying to think what would be best. I mean, we could turn around and try and do this quest, maybe, in the meantime, or, like, head kind of down this way. And let's do that, maybe, in the meantime. We'll keep the siege engine with us here. Because, like I said, we're just not strong enough at the moment to take on, and he's building more units as he goes, so we're going to have to really shape up here, I think. One thing I am going to do is I am going to summon our Grimbeak Crows over here. We're going to grab this and see what else we can find. Oh, and there's a level up there. We're going to ignore that because we don't want our crow just getting all the level up. Now, here'd be a great spot to have built another city. We've got some production resources there as well and some gold, so we'll grab that next turn. We'll start summoning another one. As for research here, we could do corrupted killers now and then start producing some of these scoundrels, but the only problem with that, of course, is that we still have to actually get them to gold medal, which is going to take time. And I don't really think we have that kind of time now that I've thought about it a little more. Maybe we'll grab Bless. That's a pretty good spell that can give us some benefit in combat, so let's do that. Meanwhile, in Aldost, we'd also have to still build a Rogue's Palace to be able to get access to those units, and like including the Scoundrels. So I think we might just kind of go with what we have here. So let's see. We've got some tier 2 units now we can make. What are our options? The Night Guard is a pikeman. Outrider is a archer that has... It's a mounted archer. Shoot warbow and quick sprint. Is that warbow like a crossbow or... Yeah, it's basically like a crossbow shot. Okay. Quick sprint. Unit is able to sprint in combat. Sprinting provides an additional plus 12 movement and enemy attacks of opportunity are avoided. That's not bad. Protector is a tier 2 infantry unit. That could come in handy. Scout Rider, it's tier 2 cavalry. Sentry is an archer, tier 1, has a warbow, so again, the longbowman may still be the best choice. Noble Court, that would give us... Unlocks the production of a 3rd tier core unit and racial unique class units in this city. That would give us the High Elf Noble Archer, which could really help us out. Now, if we produce this... Oh, you know what? We don't have enough mana. Interesting. All right. Well, in the meantime here, let's maybe do an Outrider then. Or maybe a... Let's do a Protector, actually. Get some infantry going that way. So like I said, with Sundren here, we're going to head down here. So this is where they killed Thanos. I will avenge you, brother. Grab this. We're going to keep our siege engine with us just so we don't get attacked here. And ideally what I want to do is actually head down and take on this quest if possible. Oh, and you know what? Stupid me. I should have defended my city. Well, I wasn't really thinking too much about it. We don't have enough units to really split and play defense that way anyway. We can always head back, too. And you know what? Maybe that's a lesson there. Maybe we should have, instead of trying to absorb it, perhaps we should have instead destroyed it, you know, razed it to the ground. Okay, here we go. Now we can make some human units. Let's go for some cavalry, maybe. There we go. Now, with our crow over here, we can improve our resource situation. There we go. That's big. Uh-oh. Roaming units. We got to hide from them. Okay, we've got production resources up there, but we don't want to get killed by the roaming units. So we're going to head over here into the mountains just so we're a little bit safer. And then next turn, maybe we can grab the production resources. Now, over here, like I said, I did just want to use my crow to do a little scouting here. Can we maybe just grab this? We can, okay. For what that's worth. All right, nothing really of benefit there. Again, the teleporter is... Oh, is it now functional? Let me just see. Oh, it is. Okay, well, that's interesting. I don't know if we're going to have much benefit from that at this point, but the teleporter is now active. Now, as for Sundren here, we can head over, like I said. I do want to see if we can get... Oh, you know what? It's probably not going to let me go into the mountains, is it? I don't know. Let's see. Can we go like this? Don't know if we can actually go through the mountains or not. It may actually kind of force us to not be able to. Yeah, I think it's going to not actually let us pass. Well, that's too bad. So I kind of wasted all this time going back over there to think I could get through the mountains, and I can't, and we've lost the city now. So, all right, well, we're going to just ignore this quest then. We aren't going to probably be able to do it. So instead, we're going to try and head back and reclaim the city, and this time I think we're going to raise it. Now, in our city of Felinos, we can do some sentries, or let's do an initiate. And we'll keep summoning more Grimbeak Crows. We're just going to have to throw as many bodies as we can at Gamblag here, I think. He's very strong. Okay, Aldost finished the Protector. Now, we could build up a force to perhaps clear this, now that I think about it. You know, I said, oh, we'll just have to ignore it, but maybe we can be strong enough here if we have a couple units together. Let's see. Boy, it'd be nice to be able to make these longbowmen in a single turn. You know what? We'll do an Outrider here. And the Grimbeak Crow... Just thinking where else would be useful to have the scout. Let's take a look. How strong is this? So we've got Gamblag himself right there. Well defended is his city. Okay, yeah, we can get back there and take that, no problem. We'll head over in here just to keep an eye on it. Bless is now researched. Let's go for another Cloak and Dagger just for some more casting points. Again, we're just going to keep summoning Grimbeak Crows because why not? Back to Felinos here. If we're going to produce something, let's do another Initiate. We're just going to get as many bodies as we can, really. All right, now we can't afford to just keep taking, you know, forever to do this. So I think if we head back, you know, the longer we wait, the more... opportunity Gamblag has to get his snowball going. With our Grimbeak Crows here, we want to grab these production resources. Oh, nice. We can get a War Hall or a Laboratory. Let's do the War Hall. That gives us more production options for units here. So we've now got access to the Unicorn Rider, as well as the potential here. And what I'm thinking is, if we wanted to, we could now go for a Griffin Spire. Now, this is something that would be amazing to rush. We just don't have the money to do it. So if we wait a turn or two, we could have enough and we could rush it. Now, the city would be less happy, of course, but that might actually be worth it. We're going to head in here just to protect ourselves. I'm not used to the fact that there's this impassable mist that we can't go through. That's kind of what screwed me over a little bit. You know what? We'll head in there with the crow. It would be nice if we could keep an eye on the city back here and just make sure, kind of see what's going on with it. Now, interestingly, there is a stack of units here, and I'm not sure... That looks like almost it was part of a quest or something, so I think we're fine. What I am going to do, though, is start moving my units over this way. Get them into the city, and then when we have the cavalry, we'll at least have some units already kind of starting to form a squad. Okay, we'll end it there. They're just kind of cruising around, so nothing to worry about there as far as I can tell. Right now, this stack actually has a couple units in it now, which is great. Again, we want to get over to Gamblag and see if we can reclaim the city that we stupidly surrendered. Back here, this protector, let's just double check and see. Okay, this hasn't gotten any stronger, so you know what? If we are able to make a couple of units, I think we probably can take it. Especially if we use some spells. Alright, so back to Felinos. Now, we could, again, work on being able to produce better units here. But I think we might just keep focusing on some of these Tier 1 units here. Let's see what the Night Guard has going for it. So it's a pikeman. It's considered armored. That's not bad. Let's get a Night Guard if we can. Okay. Laquette. Again, we could optimize for better production. Let's see, we've got the archer, the long swordsman, the civic guard, the halberdier, and the cavalry. You know what? I think we just keep cranking out cavalry, honestly. Right now, we can grab some mana here. Very good. And some gold. Excellent. Got to keep this war machine funded, of course. Now, if we head up this way, let's just see what else we can see. Okay, nothing too crazy. Like I said, this guy here, we're just going to leave him and wait for some reinforcements. We might even bring in our Grimbeak Crows to help out with that battle. You know what? This crow is fine to just stay there. The battle for the fort, that is, down here. I think if we just add a few more units, that would be ideal. Okay, so there's one. Again, this isn't getting any stronger, thank goodness, so we should be able to manage it. Alright, so we will go like this, and like this. We don't even have to bring the siege engine. I don't think we need it. This should be a fairly straightforward battle for us, thank goodness. It's a good opportunity to kill Gamblag yet again. And again, lesson learned on my part. Ooh, blasting my trebuchet. It would actually be quite unfortunate to lose the trebuchet, so let's make sure we don't do that. Alright, we can cruise up. And we got to make sure we don't lose anybody. That's the important part here. The trebuchet has quite substantial range, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do... We can't Nourishing Meal it, but I think we can do a quick dash. Oh, we can't because it's a machine. That's right. Well, shoot. Okay, well, Reskar is going to sit in front of it. So he may end up just killing it with spells, which would be a real shame. That being said, with Reskar, what we could do is do a Root Spear on Gamblag. Nice. And we can just try and kill him off so he can't keep casting spells. Yeah, we've got one more turn before he kills it, so... Alright, let's see if maybe we can do something about that. This Iconoclast is going to be a problem. The Black Knight is pretty dangerous. Let's see, who do we want to hit? Ooh, the Razor Bow, we can do heavy damage, so let's do that. There it is. Although, might have been better to go for the Black Knight, who's got way more damage potential now that I think about it. We could probably just kill the Razor Bow outright here. I don't hate that idea. Let's do it. There we go. Now, I want my melee units to protect my heroes as much as possible, so I think what we'll do is, and my Storm Sister as well, who's somewhat vulnerable. We can step over, blast the Iconoclast for some pretty heavy damage. And then what I'm thinking here is the Grimbeak Crow and tie up the Iconoclast a little bit. And then everybody else can try to kind of pin down the Black Knight a little bit. So what we'll do is we will go like this and like that. Now, he could still cruise in and hit Reskar or the Storm Sister, which would be less than ideal. But I think that's going to be the best we can do. And if we lose the Trebuchet, well, it is what it is. Okay, we're going to step over. 3 to 4 versus minimum of 4. Yeah, we're going to do that attack, I think. Okay, Union Guard. We'll just chill in defense mode. Again, I'm expecting he's going to flank around and hit somebody. Let's see. That's fine. Went after the crows. Ooh, Reskar took some heavy damage there. We're going to have to make sure we bail him out. Okay, so we'll kill the Iconoclast, I think. You know what? Sundren can do it. Yeah, this should be fine. There it is. Trebuchet can blast the Black Knight, but it'd also be good to do... Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. There it is. And then good damage here, hopefully. Yes, and there's the kill. Now, Reskar can heal himself, which I think would be preferable. So, you know what? We'll step back and we'll turn him before we do it. We'll do a nourishing meal. Perfect. Okay, now for Gamblag here, we can do a combination of attacks. So let's blast him and soften him up a little bit. And then we're going to charge in there with our swordsman. Do some pretty good damage. And this should be it. Perfect. Okay, great. And I think we managed that without losing anybody, except the Grimbeak Crow, which is replaceable. So that's wonderful. Okay. We made that mistake last time. Maybe we just migrate it over to the humans, and then we get control of it faster, and we can start working with it. Alternatively, I suppose we could release it as a vassal, which isn't a bad idea. You know what? Let's do that. We'll release it as a vassal. Then we don't have to worry about developing it. And in the meantime, we can play defense on it here. Okay. The city is still going to be very well defended, as you can see. That Shrine of Smiting we're going to have to deal with. So we are going to have to just keep building our army before we do anything else. Let's grab the healing while we're here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and I didn't even realize there was some treasure sitting there. Wow, I completely missed that. Alright, we'll put the siege engine there. The good news is we're getting lots of experience out of this, which is super helpful. Good level up here for Reskar. Let's see, we've got the Befriend Animal already, so maybe now we'll focus on a few of the other squad level upgrades for him, or we could just give him more casting points. And you know what, since we've been using him a little bit more as a spellcaster, let's do the extra casting points. Especially since Sundren is the one leading the squad right now. Alright, so, Grimbeak Crows, I think we will summon down here. Add them into this stack. And then we're going to grab, like I said, one of these other crows. Maybe this one up here we can start bringing back down. Like this. This is going to be so difficult to take, especially with the wall. We'll start summoning another one. And then in Aldast, let's do another... You know what? Let's do a Unicorn Rider now that we have access to it. Although, okay, here's the rub. So, if we go back and go to the Noble Court, we can produce it, and then we could rush production for 250 gold. I think we do that, and then we can have access to the tier 3 unit that comes with that. So there we go. All right, this Grim... Oh, I forgot we had this crow over here. Well, that one we want to get over here as well. And then I think we might be enough to... Oh, crap, there's reinforcements coming. Well, that's too bad. But with this crow, we might have had enough to do it. Now that there's reinforcements, maybe not so much. Meanwhile, this squad's going to move up and start forming a second squad here that we could maybe have Reskar eventually lead. And then we'll end our turn there. And that's fine. I didn't really need this anyway. I suppose I could have broken it, that fort, but that's okay. Okay, we're going to summon the crows. In this case, I think we're just going to add in here again. Like this, like that, and like that. Now, the problem, of course, is we are up against a wall, which is going to be pretty dangerous. So it's saying we're going to lose, and I'm inclined to agree. I think we need one more unit first. And that unit is probably going to be the High Elf Noble Archer, who we're going to produce next. There we go. Let's just take a look at the Noble Archer's capabilities here. Longbow, armored, just tons of damage potential. Can inflict crippling wounds and has total awareness once it hits gold medal. So, crippling wounds is at veteran rank, so that's pretty amazing capability there. We'll summon another Grimbeak Crow. We did have a domain invasion, but that's where we knew we were going to lose them. So, again, knowing what I know now about the layout of the map and everything, I would have approached this very differently. I didn't realize, again, that this was completely impassable. I guess I should have kind of guessed that from some of the prompts there. And the exposition, I should say, but... Okay. Ooh, we have a Night Guard. Alright, the Night Guard can head over... back this squad up. Grab those haste berries. I wonder now, what's it going to tell us here? Still saying probable defeat. I'm still kind of inclined to agree, given that there is the wall. These Exalteds are pretty strong. You know what, though? I'm going to give this a try. We've still got some casting points here. I'm going to roll the dice. Ooh, transfer pain, of course. What I'm thinking here is if we can just hit them with a spell to entice them to come out and fight us, maybe that will be enough here. Let's hit the Great Sword and just see. I'm curious if they're going to come out and face us. We can, in the meantime, move our crows up a little bit. They are able to get over the wall. Let's see. Are they going to come out to fight us? They are not. Alright, well, we're going to have to get in there and face them then. Alright, so the only unit that's capable of climbing the wall is the Protector. The Outrider and the Night Guard are going to have to go at it the old-fashioned way here. So we can get a little closer with the Outrider since we're able. Do some pretty good damage there, all things considered. You know what, we can even charge in with the crows. Again, these crows are basically expendable as I'm going to treat them. And then the Night Guard can just hang out. Ooh, ouch. Yikes, crow's taking some heavy damage there. Again, the Night Guard can start blasting the gate. There's not really much else for him to do. Now, one thing we could do here is I think we can hit the Greatsword for some pretty good damage. Line of sight penalty's causing us a problem there. Yeah, shooting this crow's going to be toast. Alright, well, this crow can get in there, though, and flank the Martyr. That's great. And then we can get up on the wall here with the Protector. That's really important for us. I think we'll just put the crow in defense mode, honestly. And let things be as they go here. Let's see. Okay, that crow's dead. Shoot, yeah, and there goes our crow. Alright, well, let's see if we can break this gate down a little more. We can kill off the greatsword, that's for sure. So let's do that. Protector, meanwhile, can step up. Hopefully draw some attacks. Oh, shoot, and there goes our... I was going to say, there goes our Night Guard. Fortunately, the Protector here, we can get a big flank. Nice. And then we should be able to... Oh, yeah, we might even be able to get the kill here. Excellent. Okay, now I think we have a fighting chance here. Ooh, going for the sprint. Alright, well, hey, we can cruise in behind with our Protector. Excellent. So, again, I know we lost some units, but I think it's worth it because now we can take control of this and complete this quest finally. Thank you for capturing that dreary castle. You know fairies have a strong connection with the supernatural. We feel something really wrong here. Some kind of corruption is tainting Gamblag and the pool. We'll join with you to help remove it. Alright, awesome. We managed to take control of it. Again, we probably should have done that earlier. Oh, this is great. Look at this. 2 tier 2 and 2 tier 1 Buttercup fairies. Those are going to be really helpful for us. You know what? Here, we can even group up with the stack. And it looks like heading underground is our main option, so why don't we do that? Oh, interesting. Okay, and this is probably what I was supposed to do, I imagine. There's some gold there. We're definitely going to want to grab that. And it looks like a teleporter that is inactive. Oh, here. Well, maybe we can get a better view of what's going on. This teleporter isn't active. This must be Gamblag's doing. If we take control of the other end, we could probably reactivate it. Alright, well there, at least we've got vision range. Okay, so we'd have to go around the other side and take control of it. Oh, and that's... Okay, we went down here, and then we could see this bit. We didn't see the teleporter. Now, where does that bring us up? Oh, that would bring us up right here. Okay, great. I mean, we probably don't need to do that. I don't think there's really much need at this point, but... Ooh, there are some production resources here. That would be ideal. And there's some gold, too. Let's grab the production resources. Oh, interesting. Okay. Toadstool Ring. This gives us the Toadstool Fairy. Or the Satyr Reveler, the Sylvan Vineyard. I don't really know what each unit does. I think the Toadstool Fairy is probably the one I'm going to want, though. Yeah, that's the level 2 Fey, or tier 2 Fey unit that gives us lots of ranged capability. So let's see what the Satyr Reveler, I think that's a tier 1 unit, so I'm actually pretty happy with what I picked. And you know what? Producing a Toadstool Fairy out of here wouldn't be bad. So we'll do that. We're running low on gold, of course, but I think that's going to make a big difference here. All right, so we'll pick our research. Again, as much as I would love to take advantage of this, we just don't have enough opportunities for experience gain to really have this be a factor, I think. So maybe we just go for some more spells, like Suffocate or something like that. Felinios, we don't really have enough income at the moment to do much of anything, so we'll just do merchandise. Same with Laquette. Just don't really have the cash to do much. Just seeing if there was anything we could sell, but it doesn't look like it. Now, as for our main army, again, we'll head back over here, recapture this, just so we can keep an eye on the throne here. And then we can have our stack at least kind of grouped up. Again, we're just not quite strong enough, especially considering there was a Shrine of Smiting there. These Dire Riders are tier 2, so's the Oppressor, these Priests. And with that wall, we're going to be in pretty tough. So I think we will probably just have to kind of hang out in the area. I'm not really sure what else to do with our main stack at the moment. The Crows over here, we're just doing more scouting, looking for resources. Let's see, is this guarded at the moment? It is not. So you know what? Let's capture it. And this time, let's raise it to the ground. Yeah, there we go. Okay. down here, we have another cavalry unit that can move up to join our growing army. And then that's going to do it, so we'll end it there. Alright, another crow. Again, they make excellent cannon fodder units because we're really not using our mana for anything else at the moment, so, I mean, why not? Let's head over here into the woods. Summon this one. Just, again, we're just building units here, adding into the stack. Getting ourselves ready for the siege. And then, yeah, again, gold is still a bit of a problem, so we'll just do merchandise. Laquette. I think we have enough to do another cavalry. The thing we have to remember, though, is, of course, we're going to be doing a siege where the walls are going to be a problem. Now, ideally, we can use the trebuchet to perhaps bust through the walls. Alternatively, we've got our battering ram that could do that as well, which would give our cavalry then access to getting inside the walls. But we don't necessarily want to break the bank, creating a bunch of cavalry units that might just get stuck outside the... that might just get stuck kind of outside the walls. So, I'm just trying to think what else we could do without spending too much gold. I mean, we could just try and overwhelm with kind of tier 1 melee units, but I think... Let's save up a little bit here, merchandise. We're still waiting on our noble archer, that's fine. You know what, I think this is a great place to leave the episode. Again, I made a few kind of major mistakes in this one, but at least we've made progress. This is going to be our vassal here very shortly. I suppose at this point I really could have absorbed it and had it be producing stuff for us, but... we'll start doing another Grimbeak Crow. But let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? What would be the best approach here? I think it's going to just be continue snowballing my forces, keep adding extra units in, and then I'm hoping eventually we're going to be strong enough to lay siege to Gamblag City. But I'm going to just zoom out and take a look. So, you know, all in all, not bad progress. Like I said, definitely kind of sloppy on my end, but lots of room for improvement. We're going to save this one. We'll call it... I am going to change the name here to the Elven Court, and we'll call it Episode 2. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.